Hey traders, Gavin McMaster here from Options Trading IQ, and today I'm going to walk you through my IBIT wheel trade, which is the Bitcoin ETF. So I'm going to walk you through where the trade's at the moment, why I decided to roll it out to December. I'll also show you how to fill in the wheel tracking spreadsheet, which some of you may have downloaded for free already. So let's get stuck into it. Just a quick reminder that everything discussed is for educational purposes only and is general in nature. I've got this position at the moment on IBIT, which is the Bitcoin ETF. So let me just bring this up. All right, so stock's at 62.52. It was up a little bit today, which is good. So my put's still out of the money, but it's getting a little bit close. So two things I want to show you. First, I'll show you briefly how to fill in the tracking sheet. So I actually opened this trade back in July. I'd sold the first tranche there, and then I ended up selling another contract in August. So I've got the two contracts at slightly different prices. You can see the stock's down, or the ETF's down 7.5%. The trade's up slightly. In fact, I've just got to update these numbers. If I go back here, you can see the price is 213. So each tranche, if I was to buy it back, would cost me $213. So that's the current value to close. And that's really how you enter the spreadsheet, pretty easy. So again, you can see the stock's down 7.5%, and I'm up a little bit. Not overly impressive in 3 months, but you can kind of see how you can outperform when a stock is flat or slightly down. Now, the next thing I want to show you is, let's say, it's getting a little bit close to the stock price or the ETF price. And let's say I didn't want to take assignment. I wanted to try to either avoid assignment or delay assignment. What we can do is we can roll the put. And what that means is we buy this one back to close. And let me just get another little Excel over here. So we've got two contracts and the price is, let's just say, 213. So that's what it's going to cost me to close the initial put. Okay. Now, what I can do is I can roll that out to December. And if I wanted to, I could keep the strike the same, or I could move it down slightly. We'll look at two different examples. So I buy this one to close. It costs me $426, and I roll the exposure out to December. And it's going to generate $700. You can see that on the profit and loss graph, but we can run the numbers here in Excel. So this time we're receiving money because we get a credit. That's sell to open the new put. And we receive it in total a net credit of $274 roughly for rolling the put. We've kept our exposure the same. We're still on the hook to buy the stock or the ETF at 60, which we're happy to do. But we've just delayed assignment and we've also generated some extra premium. Alternatively, if I was more concerned about assignment, I really didn't want to get assigned, I could roll down to, say, 58. I'm still going to receive a credit. Let me just highlight that one. Still getting a credit here of 277. Oops, 2.77. I'm still getting a net credit and I've lowered my strike price by $2. When you want to roll, David, is really up to you. You probably, if you want to try to avoid assignment, you want to keep an eye on how much time premium is remaining and where the stock is relative to the strike price. Once it starts to get close to the strike price, that's when you want to start thinking about rolling. A decision point. Yeah, so you could set an alert at the strike price of 60 or maybe just above. Yeah, you definitely don't want to roll when the stock's, if it drops to, say, 52, 51, by then it's a bit late and it's a bit harder to roll. So you want to try and roll before it gets to the strike price. Now, let's say I would probably go with this one. So in terms of filling that in the spreadsheet, just to give you a little quick tutorial there, see if I can get this on one screen. Okay, so let's say I executed that trade today. I'd put in my dates. This would be the buy to close cash secured put. and I just sort of copy the row here. It would be 2 contracts. Say I bought it at 213, put in the commission. This would be a debit. So I'd have to change this to minus. And then that's roughly what it would cost me. And I'd have to add the commission. So that's what it would have cost me to close. I'd zero all these out and I would change all these to closed. And then this would be the new sell to open cash secured put. December 19, the strike price is still 60. The price was 350, let's say. Just keep the commission the same. And then I can just copy that one. And now that's my new open position, and the current value to close is 700. So this would actually be 100 times the number of contracts it should be. There we go. And that's how you would fill in the cash secured put. David says, what about switching from cash secured put to a wheel? Well, I label it as a cash secured put, but it's basically a wheel trade. This is just the cash secured put side. Then when I get assigned, let's say we roll forward to December and I get assigned, this would be a buy of IBIT, 200 shares at 60, etc., etc. And then I would have the covered call piece as well here. So there you have it. I hope you enjoyed that. If you did, please give the video a like and subscribe if you're not already. I've been trading the wheel trade for over 20 years, so chances are if you've got a question about the wheel, I will have seen that situation before, and I'm always happy to help. So if you've got any questions, just drop a note below, or you can reach me on email, info@optionstradingiq.com. I've also been writing a daily article for Investors Business Daily and Bar Chart for the last 3 or 4 years, so you can always check me out there as well if you want to get a daily option trade idea. So have a great day. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll talk to you soon. Thanks.